Hey, welcome to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I got my great co-host right here with me. Angelika always got the same look on her face when I introduce her. Man, Angelika Woods. What's happening, Angelika?
Nothing going on, Parkinson. How you doing?
So funny, man. She sounds like she's reading off of a porn script right now.
Ready.
Nothing,
Parkinson.
Mr. Parkinson. What are you doing?
I'm just happy to be
She
here
ready.
on the Antonio Parkinson Project today.
You're hilarious, man. Kojak, DJ Kojak in the building.
That's that live voice right there.
Really?
That's what it is. Yeah, you know, Angelika used to have a radio show too.
I did.
Yeah, her and her twin sister. I used to call in. I used to listen too.
Did you learn something?
Huh? I called in one time. I talked to
I didn't say. Did you call in and talk? I said, did you learn something? We know you can talk.
I learned that that y'all were an interesting duo together. Y'all are funny together.
That's
Y'all,
an scapegoat.
And then you know what was interesting is now here's what I did learn. You know, just a constructive critique.
Oh, Lord,
just because you're doing a jazz show doesn't mean you have to use your jazz voice.
Oh, it was a jazz.
Right.
It was a
late
jazz
time.
show.
It was like 10 o'clock at night.
It was a jazz show.
Yeah. Well, that's a
So
whole
you got
nother
real
topic.
cozy, like, oh.
It was 10 o'clock at night. Well, I was supposed to be whoa.
Hey,
More like, hey,
it's college
it's
radio.
10
Yeah, you're supposed to be 10 o'clock at night. They just getting started.
No, not them viewers. Them viewers ain't listen to that.
Right.
Oh, never mind, Lord. Okay.
Oh. Hey, man, there's a lot going on in the news today, right?
Right.
A whole lot going on in the news today. Yeah, we got, I know we're not going to really cover this today, but, I do have to mention this is the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Yes.
We do have elections coming up here in the city of Memphis for the mayor of Memphis, the city council.
Come on now.
Yeah, and so, it's interesting. I had a chance to speak to the Fraser Exchange Club today, and shout out to the Fraser Exchange Club. Shout out to the community of Fraser. We mess with Fraser, right? Hey, as a matter of fact, me and Kojak had a club in Fraser.
Yes.
Oh, what was it called? Oh, okay.
Montego Bay.
And it was so funny, man, because we had a difference in vision as to how we wanted the club to go. I wanted to be closed at 11, right? Kojak wanted to start at 11:30 or 12.
That sounds right. Kojak, you was right. Now, who won the battle?
You got the best of both worlds.
Right, you got the best.
Okay, so what were the hours?
But I do have to tell this funny story before we even get into the meat of the show. So we're trying to make this thing work in Fraser, right?
Yeah.
And so we it was a little slow sometimes, right? So we had this brainiac of an idea. Hey man, let's bring in male strippers, right?
Okay, y'all was doing good.
Remember that.
Y'all was doing good.
But look, there was this thing, this thing going on, right? So there's so many dynamics that I didn't contemplate when you're dealing with male strippers, right? I'm like, I ain't finna watch no male strippers, right? But they in there, they go in there and do their thing. They come every week, right? And it be the same 6 people that come to see them.
Not
right?
6.
Right? Am I lying, Kojak?
6.
Same 6 people, right? This was not a hit.
Horny
Right?
women.
And look, but there was one time where the women brought a dude that was dressed like a woman.
Okay.
Right? And Kojak, I don't know if you remember this or not, but one of the male dancers, they came into the office and said, man, listen,
Oh, God.
I'm going to do this. You remember this, Kojak? You know where I'm going?
I know.
Man,
Come
listen,
on, man.
I don't mind doing this show. He came in and gave us the disclaimer. He said, but ain't no dude about to touch on me, right? And I'm in there trying to count money and trying to get some, figure out how we're going to get some stuff behind the bar and all this stuff right now. I'm paying attention, but I'm not paying attention. I'm like, man, ain't nobody finna mess with you in there, man. This, that, and another. Kojak said the same thing. Man, ain't nobody finna do nothing. Nah, man, they ain't gonna do that. Kojak all mild mannered and stuff. And I'm like,
That sound about right.
I said, man, we got you, bro. Yeah. And so they go out there and do their thing. Kojak out there DJing. Kojak out there DJing. And he said, Kojak up the next up, such, or whatever his name was, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I hear, whoa, hey, wait a minute.
They started fighting. Did they start fighting?
And I hear stuff banging around, right?
Oh,
I was still in the
Lord.
office, right? I go out there and look, and I see that dude, man. Dude was a little bitty dude, too. The dancer.
The guest or the dancer?
The dancer.
Okay.
But the guest was a big dude.
Okay, all right.
The dancer was a little bitty dude, right? He was like, man, he had his wings out, man. He was like, man, he was ready.
I told you.
Right, that's exactly what he said.
Was everything else tucked in? Wings was out, everything else tucked in?
Man, look, hey man, I guess that I guess that's that life though, man. If you maybe we need to have a guest, a male stripper and
I can help with that.
On the
I know a lot, but what? First of all, I know somebody who knows somebody. You know, have y'all seen that? Have y'all seen that painting sip they're advertising where it's a male stripper? Have you seen it? You know how painting sip is a big thing, but it's a naked male stripper.
And they paint him?
Yeah, but you know, it's a little ratchet twist on it. You know, actually that's art. But it's got Parkinson, why are you looking like that? I'm serious. It's like they started it's in Memphis.
Okay.
That would be interesting.
Right.
Now that would be interesting.
Right.
But I know somebody who knows somebody. And yeah,
because it would be interesting to really dig into that life, right? Because it never dawned on me, probably up until then, that male. If you're a male stripper, I'm sure you get booked by males to do.
Well, especially now, maybe not back then, but I don't know how long ago was it? How long was it ago? I'm making y'all real old. How long ago was it?
That they was doing, these male dancers were doing the same thing they did for the women, for the men. So
yeah, but I thought I ain't gonna say that anyways. In my own cabinet, I thought They say, I'm not saying that most male strippers are gay. I thought most of them were kind of gay. I mean,
I don't know.
I kind of heard that. I could be wrong.
That's why we need to get one.
Well, apparently the one that was at our club wasn't gay.
Oh, no.
When was that, Parkinson?
Them the guys from the hood.
When was that, Parkinson?
That was a few years back, but
What's a few years? You don't want to put no time on it?
What year
Y'all scared to put that time on it, ain't it?
I remember that's when we was doing a campaign for Obama.
Well, so 08, around 07, before 06, 07, somewhere around. Yeah, you're right. It was.
Because
it was around 08 because
a big party when he won. He was up in there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sure was. Yep, sure was.
See, I knew. Yeah. So now, if you look at probably now.
Hey.
Now it might be a little different.
Yeah, a lot different. And I wonder if that same man, if he danced now, he might be a little more. Might be a little bit
in 2008, so that's 15 years ago.
Exactly, it's a whole different world now.
He might be this big. He might be a little bit different. Let me say it like that. But yeah, we were the struggling club owners, man. We always had air conditioning problems. We always had problems, man.
How long y'all stay open? How long y'all stay open?
Well, it was different times, different days.
Right. I'm talking about how long was the doors open? Not the bar hours.
We was open for a while. Yeah, actually, we did okay.
Yeah, people had
maintained.
What's for a while? Y'all want to answer the question. 4 years, 5 years?
A few years.
Because our club was upscale. It was supposed to be
for Fraser. You said
for Fraser, and that was at the time it's location, but
right, which was a great location. High traffic location, right on the corner, Overton Crossing and Fraser Boulevard. Yeah,
people that know, they know.
I know exactly where that's at. That's funny.
And then I remember when Harry opened up Rain.
I was gonna say the down there past Rain.
Yeah, and he put a lot of money into that. And I used to tell Harry, I said, Harry, man, Rain was one of the most
nice,
beautiful venues in the market.
Nice,
right?
Very nice.
Before it opened, I told him it was nice.
Yeah, and I remember telling Harry, I said, Harry, man, look, man, don't let nobody wear no sneakers in here, man.
Yeah.
And Harry's like, man, I ain't gonna ain't nobody wearing no sneakers in here, right? Man, I went back 3 weeks later. Harry, you letting people wear sneakers in here, man? He's like, oh man, that's just them, man. That's just my boys from the Grove, man. Bruh, from the Grove.
It took a minute.
Yeah.
Right. And you remember the first incident? You remember the first big deal?
I remember the big incident. I could be the wrong one. Yeah, when they had them guns.
Future was coming.
Yeah, and they had that shooting or something.
The tickets were oversold. And
I thought y'all was talking about something else.
Which one you talking about?
I'm talking about when they had that big shooting.
Yeah,
was it that night? Yeah, it was that night.
Yeah. And it was either 50 Cent. It was one of them.
50. Yeah,
I think it was Future.
Yeah, I remember I had brought what's my girl name Mickey Howard.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, that was dope.
Nice show.
That was nice meeting you.
Yeah. Mickey Howard. I used to be in love with Mickey Howard, man. When she Love Under New Management first came out, that was my boo.
You bought her again at Raleigh.
We sure did. We sure. Yep. We sure. No. That was Sherelle. That was Sherelle.
Okay.
Yeah, we had Sherelle with Rakim. I had Sherelle twice.
Amazing.
Yeah. Rakim.
Did she know how you felt about her?
Huh?
Did she know how you felt about her?
Sherelle or Mickey Howard?
Mickey Howard.
Mickey Howard. I was scared of Mickey Howard after that show. Mickey Howard, man. Mickey Howard is different. Sherelle, I had a crush on Sherelle too. Sherelle still fine.
Yeah, you just had a crush on everybody, Parkinson, didn't it? Good Lord.
I did. Sherelle was incredible. Did a great show. But you know who out of all the people that I brought to Memphis, who had the best show that I've ever seen?
Who that?
Was EU.
EU.
Man.
I was going to say that. I was
Were you at that one?
I was DJ at
Paragon. Yeah, Paragon. Man, EU, they sound.
I remember that venue. Remember I used to come up there all the time?
We used to do the happiest hour?
Yeah, I used to come up there all the time.
Right.
Every Thursday.
Right.
Was it Thursday?
Right.
Wednesday, Thursday?
Right.
Night. I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need something else.
An amazing show, man. Them guys sound just like a record.
Right.
I was coming out the booth like, wow.
Right. I mean, crisp, clean, and then they were taking the music that was happening, that was hot at that moment, and making go-go versions of it live, man. Woo-wee, man. I was like, I love
that
go-go.
DC.
Yeah. Right. I love
got a little go-go music.
Yeah. So look,
Raw.
so y'all, we done talked our way all the way into the break. We hadn't even gotten to the show yet.
Yeah.
So look, so when we come back, what we talking about, Angelika? What was it?
We talking about emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence.
And how these men can take the word no.
Men.
Oh.
I'm just joking. Okay, I'm just joking, y'all. Don't go. Okay.
She threw a curve in there,
I
right?
threw a curveball.
Right.
Oh, no, I'm just
Well,
joking.
let's
How
explore.
some men, people don't like the word no.
Okay, and is that tied to the emotional intelligence? Or
That has a lot to do with emotional intelligence when somebody tells you no and you act out of your emotions.
I guess it does. Okay,
thank you.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
The Antonio Parkinson Project with my wonderful, wonderful co-host, Angelika Woods and DJ Kojak. Kojak, take us out.
Yes.
Be right back.
I'm not ready yet to let you go.
Hey man, this is Marcus with Unapologetically Memphis. We tuned in to the Antonio Parkinson Project. Big Memphis.
Let's discover why popular males' exclusive Divinity One sneakers are a must-have. Every pair of sneakers is unique and is designed with precision to meet the standards of the brand. Today, we'll show you exactly why you need a pair of these.
First off, the exclusive Divinity One sneakers are perfect for exercise or a stylish and sexy casual look. They're made with premium materials which are lightweight, ensuring maximum comfort throughout the day. These sneakers are designed to turn heads wherever you go, and they exude confidence and class. Plus, they're exclusively available on Popular Mail, giving you a rare opportunity to own a limited edition pair of sneakers. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to elevate your style and status.
Hi, this is Angelika Woods, aka Jelly, and you are watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Stay tuned in. You don't want to miss out.
And welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. I got my wonderful co-host with me, Miss Angelika Woods.
Yes,
And
I'm ready.
Look at her. Her facial expression has changed now. She done warmed up, y'all.
I done warmed up.
Yeah, and my guy, shout out DJ Kojak,
I'm ready.
a.k.a. Coach Cheesy. Right, we're back
We
in
in
here.
here.
So we're going to talk about emotional intelligence, right?
Oh,
and
yes.
so,
Parkinson,
Angelika.
listen, Parkinson. He
Yeah.
made me look it up. I was
Right.
like, I don't know.
Right. So tell us what is emotional intelligence? And this is important, so y'all need to get this.
I'm going to read this to make sure I get it right for the viewers because I don't need nobody coming from me, okay?
Take notes.
It's the ability to manage both all your own emotions and understand the emotions of people around you.
All right.
That's what
one more
emotional
time.
intelligence
One more time for the people.
You always got to push it, don't you?
I
Okay.
do.
The ability to manage both your own emotions and the people around you is emotional intelligence.
All right. So it's interesting how I'm fortunate enough to have been chosen to go to this through this leadership course with EOPA, is elected officials protecting America.
Okay.
Right. And so they we're in a class it's an 8-week course for a certificate of public leadership and through the University of San Francisco. Right. And it's such an interesting class. And so one of the things that they've been really, really pushing and talking about is emotional intelligence. Right. And so I brought that up in the discussion today when I spoke before the Fraser Exchange Club about, that we need to put, teach our children in the early, I'm talking about elementary years, to understand emotional intelligence and know what it is and know how to recognize it, because I think it would benefit us when it comes to conflict resolution.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
We-
And yeah. So Go ahead, Angelika.
We live in a world where we are quick to respond, literally. We respond so quickly. They say give yourself about 10 to 15 seconds. Even when you work with people, you know how you want to click off somebody make you mad or you want to send that email? They say give it a second. Then you come back and revisit it, even the next day. But now we're just we're full of pride, first of all. So we don't like rejection. We don't like when people make you feel some kind of way, make you feel salty. Can you say salty now still?
Salty.
What's the word? What's the word for it? You know what I mean? And they react to their emotions. I've seen even back on home, this guy, I ain't gonna speak on this open case. Let me leave it alone. But there's things that happen with the guy who got rejected from the girl and got hit in the head. He hit the girl in the head with a brick.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just for saying no. Like, and being a woman personally, I used to get in an argument with my ex a long time ago. Like, he'd be like, you too nice to these men. You know, he used the other word. I'm like, no, I'm scared because some men don't take rejection well. And something creepy happened to me before with some rejection. So I was like, listen, people are crazy. So.
Yeah, they are. But we got to go back to Kojak. We got to go back to the woman that got hit in the brick. There's so many different things swirling around that. Number one, of course, obviously, you know, the dude being impulsive and, you know, hitting a woman with a brick. Number one, a dude hitting a woman in the side of the face with a brick. Number one. Right. But number two, what bothered me more about that story was the fact that there were dudes all around and did absolutely nothing.
I didn't see
that's
that.
emotional intelligence.
Yeah, or lack thereof, right?
Yeah, none.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I remember when then County Commissioner Tammy Sawyer was being threatened by those Sons of Confederacy, right? About them removing the Confederate statues, right? And she was getting these threats. She was telling everybody, look, these dudes are threatening me. These white dudes, you know, are threatening me and this, that, and other, and you know, and harassing me, this, that, and other. And I looked around, and it was not one single man coming to her defense, right? Right. And remember, I don't know if you remember, but I did a press conference on that, right? Okay. And I said, no.
Were they men? Or they're aged? But age of a man.
But I think men need to understand what their roles are. Our role, especially, I speak for black men because I've only been a black man before. Right. And our job is to protect the women and children. That's it. And but that protecting the women and children doesn't only mean physical protection. Right. It means make sure, you know, they're getting education. It does mean physical protection too. You know,
emotional protection.
Making sure emotional protection, physical protection, financial protection, you know, academic protection, you know, and you can go on down the list, right? You know, but another thing is also mental protection. You know, making sure that when you're raising them babies or them young boys or them young girls, the babies, making sure that you're protecting their mind and their soul, right? Because, you know, if I'll give you an example, if you let let's say, for instance, you let your child go spend the night at somebody's house, right? And somebody molest them.
It's a dangerous game.
You did not protect them, not physically nor mentally, because now they are going to be different for the rest of their lives. Right. And so, but I cringe when I hear something like that, like, you know, this woman was out there and this dude assaulted her like that with a brick. He could have killed her, honestly. Yeah. And not one single person who, with all of those men that were out there, not one single man, and that's tragic, you know, stood up to protect her.
And I'm sure somebody recorded it. That's the crazy part. They can record it, but not stand up. They're gonna record it on their phones.
And that's tragic because, like Antonio was saying, we got to start them at an early age. I like what Pastor Floyd got. He got a husband institute and his kids in there. You're right. When I first heard about it, I thought it was actually grown. When I got a chance to go in the room, I said, these kids. So at that age, they should be seeing it because they say what you don't see, you don't know how to I mean, if you never seen it before, you don't know how to react. So at that point, when the lady got hit with the brick, I didn't see it myself, but when she got hit with the brick, me and you, we know it's something going on in our body, just like the incident with the chair. And
you just had to sneak that in.
Right.
You had to sneak that in. You had to sneak that in.
We always got to bring up Montgomery.
Right.
We're gonna make that a holiday, ain't it?
Right.
But I'm saying it should strike a nerve, and the nerve
it triggers something.
If the first thing you think of is picking up your phone to record,
they do.
Something wrong.
Yeah,
really wrong. With that, you know,
Right.
Even if a guy was reaching for a brick. like, oh, whoa,
Right.
What's going on?
Right.
You know, that ain't finna happen. You know, just let her go on by the way. You
But
know?
but what does that say? What does that say about the men that were on site when the dude picked up the brick and that did nothing? What does it say? Or were they being cowards? Were they just callous? Were they just
mind their business
or turning
staying out the way?
Right.
I don't know.
You know, but you know, you can't. You know, even if you're minding your own business, it's still cowardly to me to sit there and watch a woman, watch a man, another man, grown ass man, hit a woman in the face with a brick.
Yeah.
But they're saying there's more to that story. That's what they're saying. I was like, there's no more. There can be no more. A man and a brick and a woman. I mean, really, what can be the story?
I did have some questions too.
Yeah, I did have, but just look at we're just gonna look at the brick, a man and a woman. And it's just that's not good at all. That's how I feel about it. But even back to what you were saying about protecting what kids see, the problem is, like, even with raising children, back in the days, you can be around grown people. Like, we don't, the kids, they sit around grown people, they talk around grown people. I feel like I've never seen, not saying my parents or whatever, I've never seen them in no type of bad light. Ever. Not saying that they have ever not been. I have never seen it.
But they protected you from it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It starts at home. So if you argue, you don't argue in front of your kids. If you have a baby mama, blah blah blah, you don't talk bad about the baby dad in front of the child. Whatever they feel about the dad, the dad should have, anyways. He should have control over that. That's on him. It has nothing to do with you. He may not have been no good to you, blah, 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 but you don't put that on your child. Let them come to that conclusion on their own, but there's no protection. It's too blurred. There's too many friends. That's the problem. You drink in front of them, you smoke in front of them. There's nothing wrong with if you do, but some things your kids should not see.
Right.
That's simple, basic.
Right.
Basic.
How would you, and I'll start with Kojak. Kojak, how would you rate your emotional intelligence from 1 to 10?
Sure.
With 10 being the highest?
I feel at this point of my life, I'm at about a 8.
That's good.
Okay.
Let's say
I would have graded you higher than that, you know, because you are like the chill.
Them the scary ones. The ones that be real quiet, them be the ones, them people that rah, they ain't gonna do nothing. It's them quiet ones you gotta watch now. I don't know, Parkinson.
I can say I've gotten better. A couple of books I've read, like The 4 Agreements. I was put on that by a sister, attorney sister. She came to our office and she spoke, and it really blew my mind.
Right.
You know, when I asked, I said, okay. And I delved into the book, and I'm saying it got some, hellified points. And I actually think that book need to be in the curriculum.
Okay,
it actually need to be 4 Agreements.
4 Agreements.
They got, it's only 4 agreements, and the book is a small book. Easy to read.
Okay, right on my alley.
It get right to the point. You can read it in a day if you know.
Okay, you taking it too far.
If you want to listen, if you want to listen while you drive.
That's what I'm an audio person.
Yeah, I'm an audio person too. But I bought the book, and then I read the book as well. Okay. But like I said, it's like each agreement is like 15 minutes. So you be ain't before.
Okay. Oh, that's an easy read.
Easy.
Yeah. Angelika just learned how to read, so she just
listen. You should hear me read sometimes.
Right.
I read this book with my husband at night. He be like, "Give me the book. I don't even feel like hearing you read." But right now, I'm being serious. Right. I do sometimes, but I don't know. But
are you a page turner?
What do you mean?
And you have to read. You read books, or you're an audio person?
I read books. I just may get stuck in the middle of them, and it might take me a while to get back.
You know, that's what happens to me when I hit something poignant though in a book. You know, I remember reading this book, E Squared, is about man, you read that yet? It's about quantum physics. You know, I'm so
the first page.
So the first about page. Man.
It made me want to go to sleep.
When that book said we are largely made up of unquestioned beliefs we downloaded from others.
Oh yeah, this is your favorite book. I tell you, this is favorite book.
My tracks,
you should get a tattoo with that part.
I would seriously
get a tattoo.
It literally stopped me in my tracks.
The first page stopped me in my tracks. The whole situation with the fly or whatnot.
Right.
When I said, okay, come on, man. When I first read that part,
I'm going to read this book.
So you got to tell everybody. You got to tell everybody about
it. You know, the whole situation is sometimes trying harder may not be what you need to be doing. You're trying hard at the wrong thing. And he gave a scenario where where it was a fly trying to go through a actual window and get through it. He said his determination to be his death, because he's so determined to go this way. When all you gotta do is turn around and the door open right behind you. You just turn around and you can just fly out the door. But you finna die going at the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You know, so sometimes you have to pivot. You can't just keep going at the wrong thing. Trying hard is not the answer.
Yeah.
All the time. You gotta find
Trying
out.
smarter is.
There you go.
Right. But I don't remember that in E Squared, but I don't know what book Kojak. But look, but it's a great book, whatever book it is.
Okay.
I was gonna say tag the author. He might be like, that ain't my damn book.
U Squared. Okay, E Squared. So look,
U Squared.
I'm sitting here.
A, B,
I'm
C,
sitting
D.
here racking my brains.
It's the when you said that, I thought you was gonna say the first page. So it's U Squared.
Okay.
E Squared is another book.
Right. E Squared is about quantum physics, right? About
it's
manifesting things to,
They both sound wonderful.
And you know, last thing on E Squared, you know, it was interesting because you better have, if you Christian, you better have your foundation set when you read this book, because man, it
should anyways.
Shake you a little bit, right? It did scare me a little bit because of all I was taught before.
Yeah,
right.
Ain't nowhere in the Bible. It's off of some made up stuff from grandma and grandma.
Ooh, them Christians finna come after Angelika. Here we go.
It's true.
Look what
thoughts and views.
The Lord know my heart.
Right. Hey, we are largely made up
Where
of
is that
Christian
at?
beliefs we downloaded from others. And
There you
look,
go.
we got those beliefs in, and from our parents, our pastors, our friends, our teachers, our professors. You know, the dude that's over there asking for money at the corner store, and then they got that information and didn't even ask questions about it. They and the people before them, and somewhere in there, I always say the overseer stuck his hand in there and said, "You do this way." They didn't ask him questions. The master of the plantation told the overseer what to do. He didn't ask them no questions.
But you think we were taught? You may have been taught not to ask questions from your parents. You may have been taught when you say something, you do it. So maybe you were trained not to ask questions.
But I trained mine differently. I learned from that. But I'm telling you, wonder why you eating these chitlins?
Yeah, it was slave food. I don't eat the last of what you could get.
You wonder why you got this high blood pressure?
Or how you what hush puppies are really about.
Right.
Yeah.
What are hush puppies?
Hush puppies. You know,
Angelika, I get
to teach y'all something.
Teach us something, right?
Hush puppies were what they
I'm
made.
studying emotional intelligence. Look at her posture.
Thank you, because you know Parkinson is just a walking book of knowledge.
Go ahead.
No, hush puppies were created when slaves left, and they would give them to the dogs to keep them quiet. That's why they created. It's called hush puppies. That's where it came from.
Well, I did not know that.
Thank you. Oh my God, can we get this? Do we get this down? Do we get? Thank you. I'm gonna give myself one. Now, if I'm wrong, y'all don't come for me. But I'm serious.
Angelika, every time you say hush puppies, they come from.
No, that's where hush puppies came from.
I can leave the comments right now. Hey,
No,
somebody
they
Google
did.
that, see if Angelika's telling the truth about some hush puppies.
No, they made them, and before you left to escape, you did that to quiet the dogs.
Okay.
That's why they're called hush puppies.
That's why they so good too.
Yeah, they ain't good. Yeah, they ain't good for you all that bread, but it's for the dogs.
Right.
See, I feel so accomplished now. I'm
You
done
are
talking.
accomplished.
I'm done talking for today. I feel very smart because Parkinson didn't know.
Hey, I
Or Kojak did not know what hush puppies was.
I did not know. Hey, y'all, we're gonna be right back. It's the Antonio Parkinson Project. Stay with us. All right, y'all. Hey, welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. If y'all could only goes on in the
We'll be shut
when the
down.
camera's off, boy. I'm telling you, man. But the conversation continues. So we're talking about emotional intelligence. Yeah. So can y'all think of some times where you know where you might have had a gap in your emotional intelligence? And before you do that, let me preface with this. Let me give you a little lead, because I also think emotional intelligence, coming from the voice of an empath. I am an empath, and so who's gonna look up empath, and so we can know what that means.
We'll give us 1 second. Looking up empath.
So,
looking up empath.
Yeah, pull it up. So, and what an empath is a person that is sensitive to energy.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And so they can pick up on the energy of a room, pick up on the energy of a person, and in a lot of cases take on that energy of a person, right? So for me, I have to practice emotional intelligence. And what I learned, what I was told about emotional intelligence is 40% of it, you're born with. The other 60% is learned, right? And so
That's scary.
yeah, there have been those times where I know I've missed the mark many times when I've cursed folks out, because I allowed them to trigger me and did not read the energy or understand the why and or where they were coming from. So Coach, come on, man, give us an example of a miss when it came to emotional intelligence.
I guess when it comes to it took me a while to get my emotional intelligence in check when raising my kids. I'm going to say that. I'm gonna say
that's
that
deep.
because
How to hold my cough.
I'm gonna tell you this. I went back to school, so like I tell my children this. I said, look here. I said, my older kids had a different father than you.
Oh my
And
God! Can you just
gotta-
say that one more
I got
time,
a
Jesus?
different
Oh
father.
Lord, please.
And my younger one, he has a different father than my middle child.
Yes.
So I'm a different dude. That's why the older kids be like,
You gave me
Like,
goosebumps
he
with
let
that.
you do
You
what?
gave me
He let you
goosebumps
do
with that
what?
statement. I don't
Right.
think you
He can do
understand.
what? So he didn't hit you with the
Right.
what's going on? I'm like, no, I'm a new dude. You know what I'm saying? Because I definitely believe in change. So we gotta change.
Evolution.
And evolution. We can't stay the same. So I went back to Lemoyne on to get my bachelor's degree. Then, like I said, at that point, I was a different person. And when I went on to get a master's degree, I was a different person then. So
This man
I
is a
learned.
graduate.
Hey, come on,
He
man.
is a graduate.
So
Come on,
I
Masters.
I had graduated. So they got a different father. And then I started reading books more. I started listening to, even TD Jakes. I got a lot from Jakes.
Spirituality in there.
With it. But like I said before, it all helped me. So I can say that you asked when was the time I had a gap. Just every area of my life, I got better and better with it, and I'm still struggling. I think it's something that you don't master, because I know you can attest to this. This dude is still from North Memphis, so if something happen,
Man.
if something go down,
Right.
you try,
Right.
hold
Right.
on, until you
Scared
can't.
to answer that question,
Right.
Jesus.
So,
Right.
so I'm still trying.
Right.
We try this every day. So if this was a actual class that a kid can take, it have to end on that note that this is something you practice every day. Same with an alcoholic that's trying to get help, and
Any addiction.
Any addiction. It's not a one day thing where you just learn everything.
Right.
So,
Okay. Angelika, you done rode on top of a couple of cars, your dude's cars before.
Yes,
And
I'm gonna be honest, y'all.
Right. So wait, I want to hear
y'all
what would lead you to jump on top of somebody's car.
Listen,
Right, man.
my emotional intelligence, they're also scared, was off when it came to a man.
Okay.
There's difference. It is.
Okay.
And a lot of women's emotional intelligence is off. And they just let it sit. Y'all can get mad if you want to. You probably listening right now and it's off. Because it might have been the sign you was looking for. And you just close your eyes and block what I just said.
Angelika, they might be saying, girl, yeah.
But there's a few that's, no, I ain't ready. We lie. Women, we lie to ourselves a lot. We do. I was going to say something.
To see these comments. Boy,
I was going to say something.
Comment right now. Look.
No, we are. I say this in the barbershop. Y'all gonna have me know they're gonna be really mad at me. I'm not gonna say that comment or what I tell the men in the barbershop. But anyways, my emotional intelligence when it came to a man, and not a man, the wrong man.
Okay.
The wrong man. I was crazy as all get out. Okay, I had no automatic, no snap. I mean, I was a reactor. I was a hothead. High speed chases.
Cars.
can't believe that.
High speed chases.
High speed chases. I'll hit your car. I'll hit her. I'll hit somebody. He fight. We fight. I mean, listen, now today. I'm gonna let you be great. Like I'm not, but that's because it was the wrong person. What's for you? It don't take all that.
Why were you reacting?
I was young.
No. Oh, I mean, I understand you being young, but there's something else driving it.
He triggered. We women. I'm serious. Some women, we're dead on proving a point. We are. And sometimes we know. Sometimes I was just telling somebody this the other day. Sometimes we can know you're not for us and people tell us that, but we're determined to prove a point of making you wrong. We're going to make it work. We could see all the red flags, but we're gonna make that thing work. And that was a problem. Like I just had to just be like, okay. That's what it was. I was just dead on. I was dead set on being right. What? Oh Lord.
She wasn't ready, huh? She was not ready.
What did I like?
Yeah.
I like
Nah,
to.
you more than like.
No. I got an answer about. I got an answer. I loved his potential, and that's another problem that we have as women, because we fall in love with men's potential instead of loving him for what he is today. Now, if I loved him, I must have the N word for what he was at that moment, that would have ended up. I saw something in him that he didn't see in himself. But it takes a man to look at a woman that they're supposed to love and say, okay, I'm going to listen to what she's saying, and I'm not going to rule it as control. I'm going to look at it as maybe she may be right, and y'all can ride that wave together. But it takes a man of maturity to see that.
What is he doing today?
What he do? What? I don't know.
Well, look at that look on her face. But what is he doing today?
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. I mean, he is, I guess, a business owner, and
Did he make it?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to.
He said, did he make it?
Did he make it?
Well?
Did he go up or did he go down?
Successful? Did he become successful?
No, not yet. No, not yet. But
Okay.
He's on his way.
Okay.
I'm going to put that in the air. He is on his way to be. He just has.
That's what you were saying back then that made you jump on.
He has some roadblocks, but
man.
But no. But now he's yeah. Down the line, caller. Let's get the caller. I ain't saving him.
He don't want to be.
Everything I told him, he's living everything I told him, from the friends to everything.
But
I mean,
that potential that you saw, how many years ago was that?
Yes.
That potential that you saw hadn't been realized yet?
It has. But the thing is,
he's on his way.
Because we're gonna talk about it off air. Okay.
So it took for you to get rid of him to fire him up to go and do what he's supposed to do.
I don't think he's done what he's supposed to do.
No. He's not at his max.
He's on his way.
He on his way.
He was on his way back then, according to what she saw in him.
He's on his way.
You still believe in him?
Yeah.
He said, I believe. I'm a Taurus. I'm very like. I always see the good. I always see that little.
That is hilarious.
I always see that
man
little
gonna be 90 years old. Angelika,
don't speak that.
He's still on his way.
No, don't say that. No, I believe. You know how you not with somebody and somebody wants not. I still want what's best for him. I think he can still do it.
You sound like you want it worse than he does, though.
Sometimes you can.
Yeah.
That's a problem. That's a problem too. But yeah, that's when people think it's control. It's like, no, I want you to be something. I want you to be something in life. Let's, whatever. But
it's interesting because I always say, and this is a whole nother show too, man.
Because on that whole comment I said, that could have turned into a whole.
For real, we're gonna go back and watch the show and pull our next subjects for the next show. Yeah, right.
I almost know what you're finna say. Go ahead.
I always say, we love people. Mm-hmm. We tend to love people conditionally, right? Not for the evolution, because we're always in the state of evolution. Even for all of you that started watching the show, you are a different person now. Yeah. From the time you started watching the show, we're always in the state of evolution, right? And that dude, he's in a state of evolution. It may be a slower state of evolution, right? Maybe a little arrested. Mm-hmm. Arrested development a little bit, Angelika, but he is still evolving.
But even with something growing, some roots grow down first. There's still movement.
Did you hear that?
And then they sprout up. So I said there's still a seed.
Right.
I said it's about some of my siblings. The roots are down. I tell my parents the seed is there, the same seed. Okay, the roots are a little deeper. Some of us have just sprouted up, but the seed is still there. Doesn't mean growth is not happening. So I don't want to speak on nothing and whatever. I'm still a believer. I'm a believer. I want to see all black men win. Right. Okay, so, but I love my black man now. So hey, it all worked out in the end.
Right, it all came out in the wash, huh?
Exactly, it worked out how it was supposed to.
Yeah. Well, I've obviously had some gaps in emotional intelligence, man. Of missing the mark, and when you
not you, Parkinson.
Yeah,
I thought you woke. I just thought you rolled out the room with full intelligence.
No, I did, but sometimes I had gaps.
He
right?
did. See, that's what I mean.
Right. No, there have definitely been gaps. Raising children, man. Mm-hmm. My youngest daughter, man. My oldest daughter be like, "You can date. You can."
Oh yeah.
What? Mm-hmm. You can do, man. And it's because again, there's no manual for parenting, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
Bingo.
And you learning that shit, man, as you go, right? And but one thing I learned, and this is another show topic. One thing I've learned is that, you know, in parenting, is that you can. Well, I tell you, let me rephrase it. You know, so I've learned to create. You set these parameters for your children, right? And so you're a new mama, so you may want to hear this.
Yeah.
You set these parameters for your children, and it took me two kids to learn this, right? But you know, those parameters are be respectful and give, right? Those are the parameters. That's it. Everything else that bounces in between those two rails, those guardrails, is what God wired you to be.
Yeah.
And your personality and everything. I learned that from in reading the late great DeArmie Bailey's book on raising a radical, a black radical. I think that was the name of it, right? And he in that book he talked about how his mom allowed him and Walter Bailey, you know, attorney Walter Bailey, both of them were attorneys, to be exactly who God wired them to be, and they were different, really different personalities, but they both turned out to be great. Yeah. Right. And so you get out of the way. But what we do is, it goes back to this conditional love, right? Even as parents, you know, we say, I want you to grow up, you're gonna become a doctor, a lawyer, this, that, and other. We are saying what you are to become. And there's many people that have achieved that success of becoming a doctor and a lawyer, but are unhappy, even as doctors and lawyers, because that's who they were not wired naturally to be a doctor and lawyer. You know, they're academically sound enough to be a surgeon or whatever, a scientist or an astronaut, but God, that's not what God said they were supposed to be. That's not what God wired them to be. And we you know, your natural wiring will be what you naturally love without any teaching, counseling, you know, anything. You just naturally love to do this, and you're going to naturally be good at it, you know, enough to start anyway.
And
so
that's what
So
they
like
say.
even with parenting, and even though I'm a new mom or whatever, but I believe this in relationships, even people I deal with. I let people be exactly who they're gonna be, so you know who you're dealing with. Sometimes I don't interrupt the behavior. That it drives my husband crazy. He's like, no, I ain't holding it in. I'm a Taurus. I am the feds, not the police. Okay, do y'all know the difference?
wow.
Let it sit. I am the feds, not the
Y'all heard it.
police.
Right.
The feds.
Right.
Do y'all get where I'm going? Police, they gonna pull you over, slap your little wrist, whatever you got on you, they gonna take you to jail.
Beat you up, shoot you.
Feds, when they come, they already got the whole case.
Right.
Okay, it don't matter if you ain't got one thing on you. They already got the surveillance. They already got the proof. I got a whole.
So you just full of rhetorical questions to your folks, Ryan. You asking questions that you already know the answer to.
Oh yeah, if I come ask you a question, I'm hitting myself in the mic. 90% I know the answer. I'm just gonna see what you gonna say. I may not even tell you I know. I just take a mental note. It's a bad thing I have. I am a mental note queen, and then when that day come, I'm unloading like a rocket.
Yeah.
So you sound bad, but with the kids, so I'm gonna let Maddox, my daughter, I let her do things like little bad things. I be like, like I'm gonna be fully aware of what that's what you want to do. Okay, I'm gonna let you be. I'm not gonna interrupt the behavior because kids, they got little manipulative spirits. They do.
Oh, they do.
And some grown-ups never grow out of it because it never was nipped in the bud. So I'm just gonna let you go ahead and do what you're gonna do and be who you are. Even relationships, I'm gonna let you go and do what you do. I'm gonna sit there and watch so I can know. So you can't say, no, I wasn't gonna say that. No, you was.
But I think you should let, and this is gonna take us over a little bit because we're going in that space. I think you should let people be exactly who they are. And let me ask this question to y'all: have you ever been in a relationship where you were able to be 100% uncut?
Me, that's me right now, 24/7.
Oh, really? Okay, let me ask this question then. So here's the follow-up question to that. So then if you go to Jamaica with your girls, right, and y'all in there just twerking the night away, right? So then if your husband is with you, you can do the same thing?
Yes, twerking, he gonna be my, listen, I'd rather go with him than my girls. We're gonna turn up. I'm fully who I am.
That is awesome.
He does not care. Even when I met him, don't talk about me. I'm one of the people who roll out of bed. I'd be like, listen, nah, man, I just went out, probably didn't brush my teeth, get out my face. I'm very brutally honest.
You are that.
I am. So either you're going to love me how I am, I'm not, because there's a lot of people I know that's in marriages right now who hide their liquor. I'm not hiding no liquor in my house. And I'm not doing no of those things. You're going to accept me for who I am, or that's it. It's too draining.
Because you live a double life.
Yeah.
You literally be living a double life. I always believe that if you're in a relationship, you should be able to party with your girlfriends the same way that you party with your girlfriend.
Yes.
Dude can be there and you still doing the same thing you was doing
Hello.
with your girlfriend.
Yeah, that's
You
my
ever been in a
husband.
relationship
That takes growth.
and uncut?
It takes growth. I can say that because, and to your point,
And trust. It takes trust.
and to your point, where you at now, you are there now, right? Where you can be 100% yourself.
Mhm.
Have you ever had to compromise?
What kind of compromise? Being
Like
myself?
in a relationship, people
No,
always say it's give and take. You know,
I've always been myself. That's the problem with that happening. I've always been myself. Everybody can just take you how you are. I'm very upfront and it costs a lot of things. But the right person had to like who I was. Just put it like that. If that makes sense. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't have the energy to be doing all that. Women do it all the time. Like my sister, so I'm put her business out here. Oh, I've never used the bathroom. Like she would hold it. I'm like, girl, why do you get married? Like, what? Not saying use the bathroom. You in the room. She would just wait till you leave the house. I'm like, that's the most unnatural.
Wow.
That's the most unnatural.
Let it go, baby.
That's what I'm saying. Like, are y'all crazy?
Yeah,
I heard that.
yeah. I heard something that won't pass gas and
Yeah, it's like, what are you supposed to see? What do you want me to die? I'm like, do you want me to die? Like, she would, I mean, what do you, well, if you can't accept my gas, you're just not the one for me, okay? It's okay.
Yeah.
Women do all the
been known
time.
to Rip one or two from time to time.
Or lie.
Right.
Or women, we lie and say we can accept some things in the beginning, then you be mad, stuck with it long term. Like, we just be lying.
Yeah, and but people don't understand, but don't realize though how free that makes a relationship.
Yes.
And so to those of y'all that are watching and
Oh,
listening,
yes.
if you've never been in a relationship where you can be 100% yourself without judgment,
Yes.
you ain't been in a relationship yet, because that's gonna be a different.
Imagine when you go home to your house is just peaceful. I'm going home. Because you put on an act for the rest of the world all day long, especially in the fields, that kind of what we do. Not saying that you put on the act.
Okay, thank you. 'Cause I need you to correct that.
Whatever. You heard what I said on air. You got to put on the act. You just.
They get the same thing that anybody else would get.
But I'm saying it's draining. You get to go home and just like, ooh. You don't know what it's like to take your bra off, but it's like, okay, I'm home. I'm just gonna be me. Yeah. Like if I leave the gym and I'm musty, my husband will tell you, he be like, I smell worse than he do. He'll tell you, I smell more manly than he does working out. It's okay. He accept my musty ways. Look at a Kojak face. Kojak like, no, you don't took it too far. Man, look. He accept my musty. He know I'm the musty one. It's okay. And I don't care about talking about it.
But it's interesting the risk though that for those people that are like us that try to deliver the uncut version of yourself.
You pay for it.
So when you're first with a person, that exploration space, I like to call it, when you first go on a first or second date or hanging out with somebody, when you give them the uncut version, the risk that you run is that they might not like it, and that's fine.
Good,
right?
bye.
And and so I've always thought that was the greatest, right?
Yes.
Because that exploratory space where you because a lot of people are coming in playing the games, they send their forward team, and then 6 months later, the real person shows up.
Time tells all things. The real them show up.
Right. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, that's so. It's nothing better, and that's part of emotional intelligence. Also, being able to be courageous enough to be who you are, who God wired you to be, and to just let it rip, let it go.
Yeah, and be able to walk away from situations that's no longer benefiting for you.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, protecting your peace.
Protecting your peace.
You big about that. Protecting your peace,
yeah. A whole another show again.
Yeah, we got a whole lot.
Hey y'all, we're way over the time, so we're gonna wrap this episode.
Do we have to go?
I know, right? It's such a good conversation. If you're enjoying it, make sure y'all say it. Let us know. Rate it. Even if you have to rate it manually, just say it. Let us know how we're doing, and y'all make sure y'all tune in, and please make sure you share this. This is the Antonio Parkinson Project with the whole team in the building.
Yes.
Angelika Woods, DJ Kojak, and I am Antonio Parkinson, and we'll see you next time.